back to the trading desk. I'm here this week with Dr. Ed Boyle. Ed is a cardiothoracic surgeon here in town. Ed, tell us a little bit about, you're involved in a number of things, and you're a past Ben Venture Conference winner, 2006. Mm-hmm. You're a cardiothoracic surgeon. You've been involved in a number of companies I know in the past we've talked about. So tell me a little bit about how a cardiothoracic surgeon gets involved in the device business. You've got a company, Clear Catheter Systems, and you still practice medicine.
You bet. Well, my background is I'm originally from the Midwest, but I did all of my surgical training in Seattle at the University of Washington.
Right. So you grew up in St. Louis, I think I recall.
It was Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yep.
Okay.
Then, but spent most of my training in Seattle at the University of Washington, and part of that was to go in the lab and work on trying to develop new medical treatments. Okay. And in the process of that, did a lot of research, but also interacted a lot with medical device companies based in Seattle and on the West Coast.
So you were while you were in school, you started interacting with device companies? I'm always
during
curious
the residency, so it's after medical school, but
still,
during training.
It's still in the training.
Yeah, because if you think about it, new medical technologies need to come from an interaction of industry and then the people doing the work.
Absolutely.
And a lot of that happens at the university level. Mm-hmm. And so I spent 3 years working in a research lab, but also a lot of that with companies. Okay. And really developed a passion for developing medical devices.
So early on, I mean, that's from the onset, which again, most people don't get that exposure, or at least they're not thinking that way, because I'm just coming out of medical school and I've got all my bills and everything, and I want to practice medicine. So, but you're working as a cardiothoracic, which is one of the most intense specialties as far as training. So you come out. Did you work in Seattle then for doing that specialty for a while?
I spent 9 years training. So we get board certified in general surgery and then cardiothoracic surgery. And during that 9 years, I also did this research fellowship. Gotcha. So that was the time spent there. Okay. And then did you come to Bend as soon after that? At that point, I wanted to find a job where I could live in a nice community and have an opportunity to work on both. Right. And Bend was, as you know, this is year 2001, was just growing fantastically.
So you and I arrived at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. And it turned out to be a great move. This is a wonderful medical community.
And when you came here, were you practicing cardiothoracic?
Yep. Okay. Started out doing heart, lung, and vascular surgery. Okay. And now doing mostly lung and vascular, mostly vein surgery. Okay.
And the name of your firm here in town?
I'm in practice with another Dr. Andrew Jones called the Novi Vein Specialty Center. That's our outpatient work that we do. Okay. And then in addition, do work at the hospital for lung surgery. Okay. So you get to, again, you got your hands in the things that you were trained in, mm-hmm. and then you're now transitioning. This is not your first company, as I recall. You've actually sold mm-hmm. some additional ideas and products to the marketplace. Back in Seattle, yeah. And then, the nice thing is that when you're a doctor working with patients, it gives you really on the ground, in the field, access to what's new and then what needs to be new. Yeah. And so that's been a great combination for me, and many others have done it this way.
And I would imagine a lot of your ideas come from, hey, this device that I'm using is not perfect. It's not what I'm looking for when I'm in there doing the surgeries.
And I think a big thing that's gone on during my career, for the last 15, 20 years, is trying to make things less invasive. Right.
So again, as a cardiothoracic, a lot of your procedures you're opening up the gut. You're using a sternum saw, and a lot of these cases.
We stay away from the gut.
But. Well, I mean, yeah. I would hope so.
No,
you're right.
I'm just kidding.
But that's a general surgeon. But you're a lot of times you're cutting the sternum and opening.
Yeah, or going through the side, or you're trying to. But what the revolution there has really been trying to be less invasive, smaller incisions, using scopes, using imaging to guide your surgery. Good. And in that process, there needs to be new innovations. And so I've been close to being involved in that new innovation side of things.
Well, good. When we come back, I want to hear more about Clear mm-hmm. Catheter, your success at Ben Venture Conference. When we come back to the trading desk, we'll continue the talk with Dr. Ed Boyle.